nitroglycerin stick. The heroes and zeros today start with a hero. 2 HOA stories. And I'll be the one that'll stand with the HOAs on these.
It's if they didn't exist, you know, you would invent an HOA.
An HOA. I'm an HOA man.
Oh, that's a perfect way to describe you. You would invent the HOA.
I would. There is a kid who, this actually is not, this is just more hero. A kid was doing a lemonade stand in Virginia.
Oh, I heard about this in Chesapeake.
Yes, and they were running a lemonade stand, and a thief came. They had done pretty well with it, apparently.
They were selling great value lemonade.
Correct.
And there was just 2 kids at the end of their driveway, and this guy pulls his car up, and on, I guess, doorbell cam, he just kind of sidles up to the table. No one else around.
Correct.
It's a little boy and little girl, and he grabs their money jar.
You're pretty low to do something
That
like
is the worst.
It really is. The 2 worst are people like that who steal from children and parents who pretend their kids have cancer to get money and scam you out of money. That is the worst.
If I was ever a judge, and I won't be,
I would no need for the qualifier.
Now, you know, a lot of, before you go on, Biggie, let me just say, many judgeships are simply appointed.
Well, maybe.
You don't have to be an attorney. You don't have to go to law school.
That's true.
All right, let's take it back then.
If
you're
I'm
ever
ever
a
a
judge, ...
I would actually put people like those 2 things you described in actual jail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They should be in jail.
Yeah, I know that people say the jails are overcrowded with people who don't need to be there, but to steal from children,
yes,
I would actually hit you with the max I could.
Well, here's the kids talking about what happened. As Chris Demm said,
did they catch the guy?
I don't believe they've caught him.
No, I don't think so.
He sidles up to the table and just rakes in $40 or $50.
I thought we were about to get another customer because he was acting all nice. I was in the middle of pouring him the lemonade. When I was about halfway through, he stole the money while I wasn't looking.
It's kind of like taking their innocence. I had to work through that and teach them about forgiving the guy too.
That's the mom. Said, okay, we forgive. You know, he stole your $40, all the money they had made that day, but we forgive. And that's a difficult lesson to learn.
It is. They look really young. I mean, the girl may be 10.
Correct.
The boy might be, 8, 7?
Yes, he was a little younger. So here are the heroes now. A couple of days later, some bikers in the community heard about this, and they decided to have a charity ride and do other things to try and raise money for these kids. And the bikers got all their friends and other bikers involved.
We're going to need more lemonade.
They raised $6,200 because they all went by to buy lemonade from these kids. And, of course, they gave way more money than.
Like $20 a glass.
Yeah, exactly.
Had 78 motorcyclists and 30 bicyclists all come, along with a lot of other folks. We heard there's a whole other group of motorcycles coming from Newport News on their way.
There they are.
We're excited to see them, along with police and fire, and most of the city council, I think, has been out.
$6,200. Heroes
awesome. How about
doing that. And I hope.
Would you just pay regular retail price for a glass?
Always have.
You'd be part of it to try to get part of it, but the sign says $1.
I always have, always will.
Yeah, you try to be there to get some shine off of it.
Here's your quarter
as a community member, but
and by the way, I do want the lemonade. I'm not going to just give you $20. I want the lemonade.
You know, everybody's tipping a little more than what they charge. No, the sign says $1.
Yeah, the sign says.
I blazed right on the day of the events of late July. A couple of kids set up a lemonade stand about a block from my house. I mean, 5 houses down from my house, and I blew right past them.
Exhaust in their faces.
Yes, they were like waving. I was in
sir.
I was in no mood and no place. My wife got home and she said, "Did you give money to the guy?" I said, "No, I didn't stop for 1 second. I'm in no headspace to buy lemonade today."
I did see some video of the Chesapeake kids, and that's hot lemonade. They didn't have any ice,
nothing,
no shade. They were at the end of their driveway, just unshaded.
You don't think that's why the guy initially stopped, do you? And then he just saw that and ended up robbing him.
Oh, it's hot. Give me your money.
Oh, hot lemonade?
You don't deserve this.
I'm
going to teach you a lesson. I hope the guy who stole the $40 sees this now that it's blown up into something, returns the $40 and said, "I'm going to change my ways because of what these
change of heart,
if you will."
You don't think he's going to see this and think, Oh man, I remember that house. They now have $6,200. Let me go back at night with a ski mask and run a home invasion.
Those are the heroes, the bikers. Here's the zeros. Here's the HOA. Here's an HOA story. This happened. Now, the question is, whose side are you on here? This happened in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, right below Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. There is a housing complex, an apartment complex there, and some kids have started playing football like out in the common area. And at first it was like, okay, that's great. Kids are out playing. It's really, really nice. Of course, we got the kids out here playing and everybody loves it. But it grew and grew and grew, and there are more and more people now. So some of the neighbors have said, this is not just kids playing football. This is an organized sport on the square, and they want the HOA to put a stop to it because it is disrupting. They're hearing way too much noise. They are having trouble getting around the kids. The ball goes into the street as they're trying to get to their house or to their apartment. And so they're saying this is way too much. Now, one of the moms says, come on.
The best way to parent my kids is allowing them to be outside, be healthy, be active. This is absolutely not an organized sport. The only thing organized about it is these 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds saying, hey, do you want to go play football?
That's common.
They're 5 and 8 to 8 years old.
5 to 10 years old.
How can that be organized? Are there adults around?
Well, here's a neighbor who says, oh, no. It's gotten way more than that.
They have coach, they have whistles, they have tents, they have water, and they've taken over the circle.
Right. And she likes to walk her dog out in the circle, and she says, now I've got 30 people out there, and a coach, and lemonade, and whistles, all those things.
That is different.
Okay, so she says it's different. Here's another neighbor who says, yep, I don't like it.
Well, before you know it, the Carolina Panthers will be playing here.
And probably losing.
And just think what that'll do to the property values.
Yeah.
He's getting crushed already.
He speaks for a number of them. The kids are a touchdown favorite over the Panthers for week 1.
Well, before you know it, the Carolina Panthers will be playing here.
Good line. He says it. He says he speaks for a lot. He says this is organized. This is completely different. And others.
Do we have video? Have you seen video?
I have. There's a lot of people out there, and there are adults like helping them, showing
Are the kids playing in uniforms or just whatever they show up in?
Just whatever they show up in. And it's not like they're playing other teams.
Is it tackle?
I think it's just tag. I mean, they're young. I didn't see anybody getting tackled in the video that I saw. But now it's like the big question is, are they or are they not playing an organized sport? And one of the neighbors, the first one you heard from said, look, I love kids playing outside, but this is too much.
It's so great to see the kids outside, but these people, they push it from 10 to now 30 people.
That's too much. That's too much, I don't know how to fall on this.
Yeah,
the HOA is deciding. They don't know.
I'll tell you, you want to say, get over it. Until you do think about if you live there. And every time you try to come home, you got to get through 30 people who, and let's be honest, people don't move for cars. Right. Especially kids. We're all kids. We always thought it was funny to take our time when cars were around. Right. So you're dealing with that. You're trying to walk your dog. There's people everywhere. In front of your house, it's loud.
Tense whistles.
I think I'm going to fall on the side of the neighbors.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, it would get old.
And I can't tell if they're playing on grass or if they're playing in the street itself.
It's kind of a little bit of both.
She called it the circle.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like the end of the
it's
a cul-de-sac.
like a cul-de-sac.
It is, yeah.
That's right.
And if you live there and you're trying to get to your house,
it's a problem.
It would get old after a while.
One of the dads says his theory on why some of the neighbors are upset.
This might be it. They sucked at sports when they were kids.
So now
that's over
the line.
And no offense to actually take offense, Mom. That's clear. You just don't, you want your kid to get out of your hair. That first mom, how I'm raising my children is to be outside.
Right.
You want them out of your hair.
The other day when before my daughter got her license, of course we had to practice a lot. We were coming through the neighborhood and there's always a little kid riding his bicycle outside. And she said, as I was in the car, oh, this kid gets on my nerves so much. And I said, that's exactly right. Why is he not inside on an iPad like he's supposed to be, or playing video games? What is he doing out here?
The rare free-range kid.
Why is this kid in the fresh air riding a bicycle? Doesn't he understand what you're supposed to do? Jeez. I roll my window. Get on a screen.
And lean on the horn. Harder.
Come on.
Give him a good jolt.
Don't you know what you're doing? Get on a screen somewhere. A little rapscallion out there doing that. Don, you're talking about these football players down Murrells Inlet. Go ahead.
The concern I think some might have is that if one of the kids get hurt playing football on the property of that owns by the HOA, that could be a lawsuit, which would cost lots of money.
Could be. Huh. That's true. They called the HOA. The HOA says, we're reviewing. We have not come to a decision yet on what to do.
I'm sure we're in this room, especially Kelly and myself, but, we just played sports randomly pickup more often than not.
All the time.
Not organized.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Never thought about getting hurt.
No, you never think that.
And for the most part, we didn't.
Nah. Thank you, Don.
You get bruised every now and then, but that was about it.
I can't ever recall a serious injury from. We played football, baseball, stickball, basketball.
Whatever was in season, we played.
Whatever. God, that was living, man. Those were great days. Out in the street until dark.
Yeah.
Playing football or baseball. That was wonderful. I wanted to get my gang back together. All our neighbors to come back to that neighborhood and play a game in the street.
At your current age?
Correct. And, one's got an artificial hip.
Yeah.
One's got the glass eye.
Mm-hmm. Suffice to say, we were not able to do it, unfortunately.
It's like the Sandlot kids.
Mm-hmm. Here's another HOA story now. And we'll call these folks heroes. They've raised some money. And this is an update to a story I believe we commented on. In a Boston suburb, a young man was selling ice cream. He had an ice cream stand. And the update is this. They've raised some money. The kid said he was bored, so he sees lots of lemonade stands around. So he took ice cream from a store he bought, like 6 pints of ice cream, took it out, and started selling it to his neighbors.
I was bored and I wanted to make some money, so I started an ice cream stand. But then my mom made me donate half to my brother's hockey team.
His brother is...
This is my money, Mom.
I know.
Really?
His
to the Mighty Ducks?
Well, his brother is on a special needs hockey team. He's a special needs individual, and is on a hockey team that specializes in that. So the 12-year-old was selling ice cream, and half of it was going to that good cause. Somebody in the neighborhood complained because ice cream has to be kept at a certain temperature. It's not like lemonade.
I remember this story.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And so the health department sent a tersely worded letter.
We did great. We had about 20 friends, family, neighbors show up and eat our ice cream. And Danny made $62 that day for himself and for the Bear Cubs.
All right, so that was going well. The Bear Cubs, the hockey team, and they were making homemade ice cream. So first they bought a couple of pints. Then the second day, she said, I'm going to make some homemade ice cream. And they took it out there and started selling. Well, that's the health department issue.
Somebody tattled.
Exactly. Then she got the letter.
A few days later, I come home from work. I open my mail, and there's a very official letter in there from the health department of our town. I mean, I wouldn't say I was angry. I was really disappointed.
Of course. Here we are. We have to stop doing it now because the health department got involved.
You don't want to make the public sick.
Correct. See, so I say to that, the HOA, what if someone got sick and threw up from the ice cream? So the HOA had to do their job. In this case, they reported to the health department. The health department sent the letter. Now, the town found out about this. They did the local news story. Here's the update. A local candy shop called Furlong's Candy, which sells candy and ice cream, did the fundraiser. That was what we reported on first time around. They raised, I want to say it was like $16,000 or $17,000 and at their ice cream sale, and gave the whole thing
to the Bear Cubs.
So our budget for the year is typically $16,000 to $17,000. Most of that goes to ice time. Some goes to jerseys and equipment and parties and travel to tournaments. This fundraiser between the ice cream shops, Ira Motors, and online donations raised us over $17,000. So it puts us on. Our financial stability is something that we've never seen before, and it's going to carry us through the next 10 years or so.
I think he misspoke at the beginning. He said their annual budget was $16,000 or $17,000. I think it was $1,600 or $1,700. Because then he said they raised $17,000 and they're good for 10 years.
10 years.
So that's 10 years worth. And I say, good for the HOA for coming down on, because what could have happened
without the crackdown.
Correct. Then we wouldn't.
The Bear Cubs would just be skating on thin ice.
Exactly. And it all started with a bored kid.
I was bored and I wanted to make some money, so I started an ice cream stand. But then my mom made me donate half to my brother's hockey team.
Gross. A busy mom, a Karen. A Karen told on him. And then we have to raise money.
So what can you sell to the public?
I guess, lemonade, yes, right?
It's got to, yeah. I always think it's got to be like sealed.
Does it? But lemonade's just
lemonade, they put in a pitcher.
Out.
I wonder if that,
I mean, the kids in Chesapeake, they were just mixing the powder and the water right there at the table.
Yeah.
Right there. I wonder if all of it's technically illegal, but nobody ever.
What about a farmer who just pulls over on the side of the road and sells watermelons and cantaloupes?
That's a good question.
There's no Griffith episode about that. You're not supposed to do that. Got to have a license. We can't talk about that. There's one guy who could do a TED talk on that, but he's not here.
Did Andy pull up and shoot the farmer?
Barney did.
Well, in one of the deleted scenes.
Yes.
What I tell you about this fruit stand? I don't want any trouble. What you reaching for? Huh?
Here's
gun.
Right. down. That's how it'd be today.
That's a little scene episode.
Of course, yeah. You don't
he's got a gun. He's got a gun.
That much. Now here's the woman Chris Demm's gonna hate. She's the zero. She records everything she does at work on her TikTok and puts it out on TikTok.
Okay.
When she has a meeting, that's her thing. And she was on a Zoom meeting with the person in charge of HR, and apparently she's been clocking in late for work. But she decided to put it on Zoom anyway.
Chris
Demm's not going to like her because she values her birthday so much. It starts out by saying, you've been late a lot lately, and we have talked about this.
Yeah. Hi, Tatiana. This is Shelly from HR. Well, we had a discussion a couple weeks ago about your absenteeism and tardiness.
Okay.
Do you know what time you have to be clocked in at work?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, on 7/18, you clocked in at 6:12.
Wow.
We had a discussion about that.
12 minutes.
It's only 12 minutes. I mean, come on. All right.
Tatiana.
All right. She's 12 minutes late. And that wasn't the only time. So
that's strike one.
Well, and before she even she gets to strike two and strike three, but before she even does that, she terminates her. All right. You're fired. We are firing you here.
So your employment is really going to be terminated as of today, because also on 7/28 you clocked in at 6:21.
21 minutes.
I was only 21 minutes late.
It's only 20 minutes late. Yeah.
Tatiana.
We talked about it now.
Yes, that's 21 minutes of company time.
But I still work though. Like I
was there.
Why didn't y'all tell me that today when I was just at work?
Come on now.
Because I handle all the HR, so they wanted me to call you because we had that discussion, remember, about...
And that was the day that I let my... all right, keep going.
So you were also on 8/8, you clocked in at, like, 6:32.
That's 32 minutes.
32?
It's only 32 minutes.
Tatiana.
It's 32 minutes.
That was it. Okay, so I let my cousin use my car the night before, and... He didn't bring it. He overslept or something. He didn't bring it back till the morning.
Not her fault.
Hungover cousin.
Okay, what are you going to do? Now, here's the straw that broke the camel's back. And this is the one Chris Demm's going to be mad about.
I still made it, though.
Literally, like, 9 days after we talked. So, and then on 8/12, you just did a no-call, no-show.
That was my birthday. August 12th, that's my birthday. Like, I already told you.
You didn't request that day off work, though.
But y'all know, that's my birthday. I'm not.
Birthday.
No, that's fine. All right. Okay.
Everyone works on their birthday. Even I worked on my birthday.
Y'all too grown for me.
Y'all too grown for me. I ain't gonna do this now. I ain't working on my birthday.
Is she the worst person in America?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think not, you're part of the problem. And I will stand on that hill.
Golly, that HR had all the receipts, as the kids say.
That brought back so many angry memories for me. I will die on that hill. That is the worst person.
I don't think you'll have to.
No.
I'll stand there with you.
That's like a flashback with me. I'm only 21